you address things very much street-like.
Fake likes, fake love. When it hit the fan, you suckers is going to disappear.
You don't seem to care about that very much.
It benefits my soul and my pride and my ego to knock fire from you.
I didn't grow up in a household talking about money like that.
That's the dumbest thing I can see people doing that we don't realize. It's like, yo, if you don't learn to understand credit, how the hell you going to teach your children?
The chaos and the drama and the negativity, how do you respond to that?
I don't lie. I struggle with this. It's a reality that everybody deal with.
Welcome to another episode of Full Transparency with Donnie Wiggins, where I sit down and have transparent conversations about entrepreneurship and about the people who are doing the entrepreneuring. Y'all, I have had some of the baddest on this sofa with me today. I have had some of the smartest on this sofa with me today. But today, I have the biggest on the sofa. Well, kind of not so much anymore, but I got Big Five sitting right next to me. 500, him 500, Marcus, Barney, all the names, all the things all over the world. How you doing?
I'm good. Overdue. Long overdue.
And I am super excited. If I have to think about why it's taken so long to have you come on the sofa, I had to build up my skill set.
Yo, listen. No, I've been watching you kill it. Like, I'm like, yo, I seen it and I said, yeah, I gotta see you when I want to go sit over there because she be on everybody's neck. Like, yo, it's no holds bar. So nah.
I feel like I had to level up just a little bit before we had you come out here, but I'm super excited that you're here. Before we get started, tell everybody who may not be familiar who you are and what you do.
My name is Marcus Barney. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I help entrepreneurs grow and scale their business, leveraging something that's already in their wallet is credit, and learning how to actually monetize and make money from having credit versus just having a good credit score, and it serves you no purpose.
Yeah. Why are you so passionate about credit?
Because it's one of the things that it changed my life. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I always had I had hustle, I had drive, I had ambition, but I kept failing. Mm-hmm. And it was like, yo, when I realized I can get somebody else's money to insulate into what I was already doing or just have a security nest, it made me more comfortable. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of times for us, we don't come from trust funds. So when we go into business, which I feel like everybody should at some point learn how to feed themselves. Mm-hmm. You need something to back you. And if you don't have family, if you don't have something, at least use your credit and understand the benefits of it and why it's been put in place for us.
Yeah. I have become obsessed with credit in maybe the last 6 years. Yeah. Like obsessed with my credit. I became super obsessed with making sure my daughter, who was a minor at the time, mm-hmm. had outstanding credit by the time she turned 18. Like I can remember, Marcus, going through a point where I could not show I was so embarrassed to walk into anywhere and apply for anything. Bankruptcies, foreclosures, repossessions, you name it, I had it.
Mm-hmm. You know what? And that's the thing is that it's a reality that everybody deal with. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of people dealing with it now. And the thing isn't a thing where you got to hide from it or run from it. If we start to deal with it face on and have that open conversation, if we start being transparent, like, yo, I struggle with this. It's not something that it's a born gift that you just understand. Mm-hmm. It's learned behaviors. Mm-hmm. And it's a thing where we got to collectively do it as a community and start becoming aware of the possibilities, but also being aware of the pitfalls of when you don't have it.
Yeah.
Because it looks amazing, but we know what it's like when you don't got good credit, how bad life could be.
For sure.
But we don't understand how good it could be because we haven't been exposed to it. We don't know the benefits and perks. We don't know that having good credit can actually generate me income and the ways that it can generate me income and what credit cards to get for what purposes. And so that's why for me, it was pivotal because I thought it was have credit cards, save on gas and emergency purposes. And then everybody was free travel. And I started learning how to get groceries and not pay for toiletries and cut my utilities. I'm like, nah, this helped me with real life.
Oh, I still don't know how to do that.
It's the same thing. So I'm going to keep it cut, dry, and simple is that, you know, when you start to learn how to accumulate reward points off of your spends, depending on what credit card you have, when you have spends, they give you reward points. Mm-hmm. But most people use like, oh, we get travel. Mm-hmm. Nah, I started using, and I would go get gift cards for Target. I would go in and cover my transactions of paying my utility bills and use the reward points to cover it. So I would purposely go and like, okay, how many reward points do I need to cover my utility bills for the month? And how much for toiletry? Since my wife loved to go to Target, well, here, how much is it for me to get $750 a month for Target gift cards just so she can make sure she got all our toiletries and my kids got their snacks. And this helps me with my business. I don't got to take my money.
Yo, I didn't even think about that. So I can actually earn points from specific cards going to the stores that I'm going to shop at anyway. Buying a gift card though.
No. Let's say you run ads or you spend your money on growing your business.
Okay.
Now the reward points come in. You redeem those reward points instead of going, oh, I got a free flight.
I see.
Okay, cool. Congratulations. You took a flight to St. Thomas. You took a flight to Turks. Congratulations. But instead I took and went and covered instead of going to Turks.
Got you. Okay, so I do something similar. So I save all of my rewards points. I think from one of my Chase cards, I save those points. And at the end of the year, that's what I use. All of the points that I get, that's what I use for Christmas presents. So it's essentially the same kind of idea.
Yeah.
Listen, for a long time, though, I had convinced myself that cash was the ruler of everything. But it was really because I couldn't get credit. Like, when I was in college, you know what they do? Discover sits right there on campus. I got those cards.
Discover It card.
The Discover It card. And they don't tell you, like, obviously for some people it's common sense, but I didn't grow up in a household talking about money like that. Not credit, for real.
Yeah.
So when they tell you, oh, apply, and then they give you this, I'm thinking it's a gift. Like, I'm thinking, oh my God, I applied for this money. And back at that time, they would threaten to come get your stuff. I'm a little older, okay?
Gotcha.
So at that time, the collections letters that you used to get would be like, take the stuff back, or, we're sending you to collections. Like, it was crazy. It was scary. So I was buying things like for my clothes, TVs, all kinds of crazy stuff. That one decision led to terrible credit for many, many years. Then I remember, like, in my 20s, I was able to get a car, but it was with some ridiculous interest rate because I had bad credit from college. But it started to help me build credit. Yeah. Then I would get secured cards. I learned about that. But I messed those up, like just not really understanding credit.
Yeah.
Once I finally started understanding it and started making some money, the recession of 2008 to 2010, that time period happened. And I literally lost everything. Credit went to hell all over again. And so then I said, you know what? Credit is the problem. Credit is the problem. I'm not falling into that trap anymore. If I can't buy it cash, I don't want it.
And sometimes that's okay. That's the reality, is that I would commend people who can operate like that. If they like, yo, I keep messing up over here. That's a skill set I need to develop.
Yeah.
Because the first rule of thumb is cash is the game that we got to play. We don't do nothing for credit. You can't go out and earn credit. Doesn't matter. Oh yeah, you got a credit card. So what? You got to pay it back. Yep. You spend that money, you got to pay it back. So that cash flow got to come in. So when somebody can, learn, and that was my thing, is that I understood cash flow. I just didn't understand how to grow, and I had no back support. Yeah. So when shit get real, I was like, man, ain't got nobody to ask. But the cash flow is always going to be first. After with credit is a learned behavior, and it's a skill set that is needed. And its example is that, like you said, it's not talked about in your household. So you made those mistakes.
Yeah.
What happens is where people in our community, where we fail and don't realize that we're hurting the next generation, is that when they said you ain't gonna be because your daddy ain't. Yeah. It was, your kids are now that. Anything that you aren't, they can't be. You can't lead them down a path that you don't understand. So you faced all the things that you went through because your parents didn't understand it. The same things that I go through, the things that I don't know. My daughter is going to the gym now. Why? Because my bad eating habits and things like that, I was passing off to her because I didn't know better. The same when it comes to money, we have to get better if we want to have an equal playing field out here. Yeah. So when I look at it now, I go, look, people be all like, oh, cash is king. Cool. Well, just understand that you passing down an arrogance and an ignorance to your children that they're going to suffer from, because you probably can't insulate the same hustle in them for the cash. Like, I can't say my kids are going to go out and be money hungry and money motivated like me. I don't expect them to. But I want them to have the resources. I want them to be have resources, and I want them to be able to be resourceful enough to live life at their own terms and be able to live a life that they enjoy responsibly.
I feel that.
Enjoyably. Yeah. Not, oh, I got to go make money. No, that was daddy's struggle. I struggled the financial burdens of not having access to capital and not having money and being poor and not having access to good education and good circles and environments like that. That was my struggle. It's not yours. Your struggle may be daddy wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't know what your struggle gonna be.
Yeah.
But hopefully the resources and the lessons I'm able to teach you help you fight your struggles better, because I'm not gonna be aware of them, but you're not getting mine.
Yeah.
And that's the dumbest thing I can see people doing that we don't realize. Is like, yo, if you don't learn to understand credit, how the hell you gonna teach your children? How? Like, where they gonna learn from?
I feel that, because what really motivated me, so terrible credit for most of my early adult life. And then I started, time went on. I didn't necessarily even do anything at first to fix it. Time just went on, and then those accounts started falling off of my credit. So then one day I have to get another car, and I'm like, easily approved. I'm like, what? Me? Easily approved? It doesn't have to go to special financing or anything like that. So then I started to feel confident. Like, that day getting approved in the dealership was like confidence for me. But what ended up happening was I started thinking about when my daughter started 9th grade. I was successful, but I wasn't who I am today. And I said, how am I going to put her in college? Like, what am I going to do to put her through college? And she was the motivating force for me to at least understand credit. And I was dating a guy back then that was also into credit, and just listening to, I was afraid to have that conversation. Like, you can't just talk to everybody about your credit. Like, yo, my credit messed up. What I got to do to get it right?
Why? Why not, though?
I mean, because you feel like people are in your business. That's how we grow up. We grow up like, don't put people in your business.
Protecting ourselves, right? But it's like, look, now, like, I see people crack jokes about people in the education space. I see people troll everybody online, saying this or that. We're making it okay to be smart. It's been so cool to be dumb. It's been so okay for years. We can go and we can debate about Ice Cube, No Vaseline is the best diss song forever. Do you hear what the fuck he's saying? Do you hear when you say Nas, everybody know Ether. We know diss songs. We know all of these bad lyrics. We know when it come to Uncle Luke, we know all of these things, and it was okay. But nobody ever on the public side just goes at and derails what they doing.
Yeah.
It's okay. The radio stations to say, oh, we not gonna have certain people up here talking about business and stuff like that. But a rapper can come up there that's a drill rapper that's been shot. You want to come and cover his story.
Right.
But you don't want to cover somebody's story that wants to talk about something that is helping us grow or taking to the next level. We're finally having a conversation where it's okay for people to want to be smart. Oh, everybody trying to pass off education. Everybody's trying to pass off something that they learned. I'm okay with that. Now, do they need to tighten it up a little bit? Yes. But I'm happy that we're having a conversation where people want to be smart and show that there's more to us than just the entertainment side and the athletic side.
Yeah.
That's the cool part for me. And it's like, we got to make it okay where it's like, look, hey, I don't know about bookkeeping. I don't know about finance on this side. I know this. This is my strong points. You can't touch me on this. For me, I got to ask so many people for health things. And I'm going to people, they don't make the money I make. You can't put a match to me when it comes to the bag, but I can't put a match to what you do and what you know when it comes to health. And I need you to help me.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. And I realize that this is my strong point. This is where I flourish at. And this is where I lack. And I got to be okay with going to people who look like me, because you go through the same environments I go through. You understand it. And we can't go to a Jewish community. We can't go to an Arab community. We can't go to an East China community. We can't go to them. We can only go to us.
Yeah.
We have to be like, okay, what makes us comfortable to be able to have this conversation? So when we start talking about finances and credit and business out loud, people start going, oh, I'm not the only one. Mm-hmm. I'm not the only one that struggled. And now it goes, hey, you can help me?
Yeah.
Cool. And now we start to actually build relationships and bonds amongst each other.
Yeah. That's the whole fact. When people are going through stuff, they feel like they're the only one. I know when it came to my own money, my own credit situation, it was just a really embarrassing conversation. Let me tell you, when they started doing, when you started to be able to apply for things online, oh, that was my jam right there. Because you mean I don't have to see nobody?
Yep. You get hit with the letter in the mail. You be like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Tell them
you don't even open the letter.
Till you put a report and you got all them inquiries. And they're like, well, what happened? No, that's a fact. You know what's crazy is that we met you remember when we met our first time?
At that mansion event?
Neo's.
At
Neo's mansion event. Yep. I remember because you just said when you was talking about like talking with somebody in credit. And it was like, I look at the journey of building, and I remember like it wasn't too many people in credit that was like in the space. And I remember that was like a super pivotal day. Like I'm only getting up here to blitz. I'm not getting up here to be friendly. I'm getting up here to steal the show. And I'm like, yo, Neo was like, yo, you went crazy.
Yes. Like, he's quite unfriendly, but smart as I don't know what.
He was like, yo, you went crazy. But it was like, yo, at that point, I think everybody was coming out the case of like building their brands and showing what they know.
The gates were wide open at that time. And you really had to stand out because there were, if I remember that panel correctly, every single person up there was like 4 or 5 of y'all, and all of y'all were in some type of credit industry or have a credit business.
Yep.
And I believe all of you guys still do now, but you do it at a very, very high level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been blessed. Honestly, it's just understanding business. And that's my key thing, is that we get it confused sometimes, is that it gets confused and conflicted with people don't understand the space that I'm in of, can you make millions and make the money I made doing credit and doing some of the things that I teach? No. You have to elevate to the next level of business that I elevated to. You have to level to another understanding of what service I'm in now. I'm not in the same service that I teach people. And it's a video I got to release. And I addressed somebody that said, oh, if you selling courses, making so much money, getting rich selling courses, why not just do what you're doing? He said, if a plumber comes from nothing and he figures out how to make $250,000 a year doing plumbing, and at that point he realizes how many people in the neighborhood is out here robbing, killing, stealing, taking penitentiary chances, working 9 to 5s, got degrees, still can't make this much money. I make more money doing what I do, learning, than people with degrees. You mean to tell me that I'm not supposed to go back and show them? And if I'm capable of teaching, if I'm capable of facilitating and understanding how to properly relay the information. And at that point, I realized that, okay, I can go teach these people how to make $250,000. Let's just say y'all make half of what I do, and you make $125,000 a year. And I realized, well, look, just give me $1,000, and I'm gonna give you all my blueprint and give you the support and things like that you need for $1,000.
Yeah.
And you realize that if I serve 2,000 people, I just made 200,000. If I can get it to more people, if I can get up to, I start to make millions. But this is another business model that I've now transitioned into. My income changes because I'm learning how to scale, and this is a total different industry. And a lot of people get it confused with the millions that you have. They can't make it. I'm not telling them that they can make the millions that I have, but I do show you how to create and learn how to expand and grow and be a mentor as well. I have students who go out and I teach people how to create mentorships, and because we have to pass down the information that we learn. Everybody, at one point, you're going to be of service, and then you're going to have to teach and learn how to educate others on what you did. You got to reach back, and that's the reason why now, and you get compensated for it, one. But that's why I teach people about mentorship. Like, yo, you know how to do something, you're almost obligated to tell somebody in your community, because it's not a lot of people who's going to reach back that can say how to do it out of our circumstances. I've been in masterminds with white people and things like that. It's fine. The information is great, but it's not relayed the same. Guess what? The activities, when we go get ready to go out to eat, we don't go to the same places. I don't like the food y'all eat. I don't like some of the activities that y'all participate in. I don't like some of the conversations that y'all have. The environment is not conducive for a black person. So I have to get into the information is, but where's the environments for black people who go, I relate to you on multiple levels, not just business. I relate to you on your family struggle. Yeah. My girl be doing the same thing. Yeah, our wives not the same. I'm sorry. It's not. And the things that I go through at home, the things I go through with my mom, you don't go through with your mom. What I go through with my brothers and sisters, you don't go through with. It's a little bit different coming out of my environment. Like I got JPays to take care of right now real quick while we sitting here talking. And I can't even explain that to you. It's a lot different when it comes out of your community. And that's why I tell people we have to help each other reach back when we learn something to extend the olive branch.
You know, the thing is, I don't think people ever have an issue with us going back and teaching. It's when we associate a fee to it, right? It's now that we have to pay, because I read the comments and I see people say, well, why do I have to pay for your course? Or why do I have to pay for your mentorship? If you've made it, then you should just give all this away for free. How do you respond to that?
You want me to service you? You want me to have support? You want me to have, I got a staff. I pay over $1 million in staff. This is the ignorance factor of that. This is why most of them fail. This is why you need help. It's because you haven't wrapped your brain around business yet. And when you start to understand and wrap your brain around business, is that nothing happens for nothing. Nobody's going to email you back. No service is going to deliver the actual course materials that I had to put out. Nobody's going to film it. Nobody's going to properly put it together. Nobody's going to continuously educate and grow. So guess what? At some point, you have to realize that how many costs and fees are associated with servicing my community. Now, guess what? It gets cut in a fraction. I have people pay me $100,000 to work with me. I have a mentorship for $1,000. It's cut in a fraction because I put it in a place where multiple people can be serviced at once, and I don't have to go one-to-one. One-to-one, it's not worth it for me to even work with you or have a conversation with you. And when people say yo, well, why do I got to pay? I have to service you. Customer service, customer support, fulfillment. We got coaching calls. It's so many things that's needed. All of the systems that's needed. But then outside of that is that what in your peon brain thinks that it's okay to say, help me make money and you benefit nothing.
Yeah.
Tell your mama to. Tell your daddy to help you, because that's the person who's obligated to help you in this in real life. They're obligated. I'm not obligated. It's a choice of mine. And now we make it mutually beneficial to where we both can win in a situation, and we both come out and we both got skin in the game. And that's why when I tell people look, you ain't, because your daddy ain't, look back at them and go comment and tell them why you didn't teach me this and why I got to relate to that. Because I had a conversation. I said, listen, tell your son, call me dad then.
Yo.
Then it gets uncomfortable, right? Tell your daughter, call me pop. I'm gonna put her ponytails in her hair, because now I'm responsible for teaching you how to eat and feeding your family. What makes me responsible for feeding your family? Then I'm the man of your house. And you have no sacrifices to get into it. I just owe that to you. What sacrifices do you make to say, yo, listen, I'm the man of my house. This is what I'm willing to go do. I'm willing to drive for Uber. I'm willing to do these things, and I'm willing to further myself with my time, my effort, to educate myself to be better. Those are the people that I like to work with. Why? Because you're making sacrifices as well. I got to make sacrifices because guess what? When you pay me, you might charge back. You may not do the work, but then I don't know what, I've been on journeys with people that paid me $1,000 and I done gave them $5,000 to get home and to help with their mortgages.
Yeah.
It's not about the initial payment. The initial payment is for me to properly service you. But once you start working, we build relationships. It's lifelong.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that you a stranger. One, I don't want to be mean, but yo, you a stranger and I don't owe you anything. And that's the biggest part is well, you say you for the community. I am for helping the community, but everybody in the community is not the person in my ideal target audience.
Yeah.
I'm not here to help all of y'all. I'm here to help certain ones that possess certain skill sets, certain level of understanding, a certain drive, and have a certain level of grind to where I got nothing. I'm not looking to help nobody who got nothing. And it's uncomfortable when you be like, yo, you got nothing. You don't have a money issue. You got traumas that you have to overcome. There's blockage there that I can't help you with. You got no money. You can live a life where you say, I ain't got nothing. You don't have a money issue. You have life traumas and things that are blocking you from being able to go out into society and exist and just function.
Yeah.
I can't help you with that.
You know, if I could be honest, one of the reasons that I don't feel bad about charging people to teach them, to mentor them, number one, this right here, neither of us are getting paid. Like, just sitting down and recording a podcast doesn't pay you money, right?
Yeah.
This is free information. And I know that you have a ton of information all over the internet that people could piece together the success story if they need to for themselves. But I remember before all of this happened for me, my businesses really started blowing up around 2013-ish, right? Is when I started to really get some traction. I became a full-time entrepreneur in 2014, maybe 2012. I became a full-time entrepreneur in 2014. But I had this mentor at that time that I had to invest in. That was my very first time investing at a very small level. I started investing in this mentor in 2011. Results started to happen for me pretty quickly. Around 2012, I was able to breathe above water. And I started to think about, after listening to some of his teachings, why didn't I do this sooner? I've always read the books. I've always been the person who was ambitious. Like, I've always wanted something. But I can remember the Donnie Wiggins who I was in 2005, 2008, even 2010. I had a couple of dollars to invest, just like I did in 2011. I rathered spend my money elsewhere. Instead of investing at that time in the conferences and the workshops and the classes and the mentorships, I needed to keep my hair done. I wanted to keep my nails done. I wanted to go out if I wanted to go out. That summer vacation was priority. My priorities were messed up.
Yeah.
And when I think about my own habits, and I even look at some of my friends and people that I know, like, at some point you just got to admit, it's not that you don't have the money to invest. Your priorities are just out of order.
That's one of the biggest things, is that the priorities of our society, because what we idolize and what we see. And that's a gift and a curse, because that's double-sided, and that's a pro and a con, right? Because I bought a private jet at 31 years old. The only reason I cared about a private jet was because Meek Mill used to be on the jet counting all cash, and I used to watch Instagram, and I used to be like, God, they living. I want to, what's that feel like?
Yeah.
I figured out how to get on private jets. I hacked them. I wasn't able to pay for them, no, but I was able to get on the jet I paid for a membership and used to get on empty legs for like $300. And I got to feel what it was like to get on private jets. But at the same time, I also got to feel like what it felt like to get online and go like this to niggas. Like, pop picture. That was it. And I'm like, yo. And then I started learning the industry. And I ended up, because of what I was influenced by, I started living a certain life. I wanted to live a certain life. I wanted my life to look a certain way by what I was influenced by. I just had to learn, like, okay, discipline, make it make sense. This is the hardest thing, is that because I don't tell people, I'll never tell you what you can't do. I'm here to show you what you can. I'm never going to tell you act broke. I'm never going to tell you live broke, live below your means. No. Why? Because if you're going to go out and have a drink, you better not take your monkey to Chili's and have a $5 beer. It's okay. Go have a $15 glass of wine at St. Regis Bar. The conversation is a little bit different. The ambiance is a little bit different. The people that you may talk to, the people that you build a relationship with, the people that they introduce you to will be much different than who you meet at Chili's,
right,
or at the local bar having a Corona. It's different.
Yeah.
And so the environments matter. It's like, okay, it's not about your priorities being bad. Sometimes it's like you said, is we want to grow and exist in an environment that doesn't have that the ceiling is already capped off at. I don't want to be hood rich. I don't want to be popping in my neighborhood. I want to go and be able to live and exist in environments that the possibilities are endless, where, okay, this is where people who are worth millions are at. This is the type of things that they do, because at least then if you're going to fake it till you make it, don't fake it and go get you a Hellcat and a gun with a switch and you just in the hood like I'm this dude. Like, no. If you want to say I want to be something that you're going to go into an environment that you don't belong in, go where the rich people is at. Go where the successful people are at. You want to go to dinner, like you can go to an MCK where the successful blacks is hanging out. You can go to MCK or you can go to JR Crickets. The choice is yours. Yeah. You're going to spend $50, $60, $70 either way you go.
Yeah.
But the choice is yours on which environment you choose to put yourself in. And in those environments, the possibilities and things start to grow. And I say it because when you said you invested in a mentor and you wish you would have did it earlier, Circle of CEOs don't happen without Eric Thomas. I invested in Eric Thomas mentorship, met Alex. Speaking on stage, I talk about my mentor, and it was at BYOB. I'm speaking, and I say, Eric Thomas, my mentor. Neo comes up and introduces and said, yo, Eric Thomas, my mentor too. Oh, dope. See his Instagram. He got a private jet picture. I follow. I'm like, okay, I'm staying in contact. But we go to lunch. I go to meet Alex. I bring Neo. Neo comes. Alex meets me. He brings Jason. We sitting there. Jason, we on Instagram put a story up. Justin FaceTimes Jason like, yo, where y'all at? Pasha. Bet. I'm like 10 minutes away. I'm pulling up. Circle of CEOs formed. Justin we was familiar with because ET was his mentor. We literally built a friendship, and we literally got connected based off of paying somebody else to teach us, to lead us. And it's not even, he doesn't even help us with money. It's spiritual. That environment we made millions together. We've documented, made millions together.
Yeah.
It only happened because I chose to go into that environment and grow.
Yeah.
I didn't go to my cousins. I didn't go to my neighborhood and go to my hood and say, yo, this is what we should do together. I went somewhere else where people were already investing and trying to do this at. I built the Circle of CEOs with people who wanted to be influencers, who wanted to be entrepreneurs, who wanted to, this is where this environment was at. I went into that environment on purpose. I didn't go in there on accident. So a lot of times when you say like, yo, your priorities got to be right. If your vision is right about what you want, just go to the environment that pushes and will excel it. Don't go to the hood and go, we gonna go, me and my homegirls, and we all gonna go sleep 6 deep.
Yeah.
In Miami.
You said something though. You said if your vision is right, go to the environment that can grow it. I get asked this question, and you probably do too, all the time about, yo, I'm an entrepreneur in Texas or Chicago or Miami. Should I move to Atlanta? People are always saying, asking if I should move to Atlanta. And I tell them all the time, well, it depends on what your goal is. They see entrepreneurship in Atlanta is exploding. And it's been this way. I can remember when my family moved from New Orleans, my mom, one of the major motivators for her moving here was because Black people thrived in business, right? And it's the same thing. This isn't a new culture in Atlanta. This has been going on since I can remember. The thing is, though, before moving here to Atlanta, I will tell people your experience won't necessarily be the same as ours. This is a community that you want to be a part of. This is a community that you want to be a part of. This is an environment that you're looking at from the computer, but you're not recognizing that we invest in ourselves. You just broke down the story about how you met with all of the Circle of CEOs. A very similar thing with why I'm in this very similar circle, right? I invested in mentorship. I became a top producer in the network marketing industry. David Shands was introduced to me there. At that time, like, I was the big dog, you know what I mean? And he's
Yeah.
introduced and he's looking at me like, wow, you're really cool. And I'm like supporting his business.
Yeah.
Then it was investing in myself, in mentorship, that I became much cooler with Neo. Me and Justin were in a network marketing company together. I'll never forget. I love Justin so much. This is like my brother. I will never forget. He and I were both in a network marketing company that traded cryptocurrency, Forex.
Okay.
Before he really blew up, me and Justin just bonded immediately. I don't even remember
Before he blew up, so this when he had the bad suits and stuff?
when he had the horrible suits. Before Justin started dressing. Like, Justin didn't know how to dress. Justin always looked like he needed a meal at this time, right? But we bonded. I don't remember the first place that we met, but we were just both in a place where we were just trying to figure it out. Like, what we about to do? What we doing next? What's the next move? And we got really cool. I will say, Five, I didn't like you very much at first. I ain't really want you in my I ain't really want you in my energy, in my circle. Mm-hmm. You were so cocky and arrogant, and you didn't really invite women in easily. It was like, if it wasn't a man, you weren't bringing the girls to the table. And I'm like, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. You know what? That is I get that a lot too. For me, I know how I come across. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm one of the ones who I stand on what I stand on.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with disagreeing. And I don't care who you is. If you say something I don't agree with, I'm like, cool, that's cool. But this is what I see. Like you just said, you told people not to come to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I'm like, damn, I know I'm on her show. I gotta say, like, I tell people come. Because ain't nowhere else in the world like it.
Yeah.
It's nowhere where you're gonna go and you're gonna see blacks. I don't care. Like, people got mad at me. I said, there's nowhere in the world like Atlanta where you can come and black people are servicing every level. Mm-hmm. When you get off the airport, you see black people, valets, black people. It's so many things that you can do, and we have to patronize each other because when I go to restaurants, it's black owned. Mm-hmm. The valet company, black owned. The security company outside, black owned. Mm-hmm. Jewelers, black owned. Everything that I do is like, yo, I'm working with people that look like me and understand me. It makes me much more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's a gift and a curse, because once you get to a bubble and a level of success here and you go somewhere else, you realize that you're just a nigga.
Yeah.
But in Atlanta, you're somebody.
Yeah.
And you're accepted for being that. I don't walk in restaurants and feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. I was in California and I walked in a restaurant and I said, yo, we the only black people here. And I don't like that.
Hey, entrepreneur, are you looking for mentorship? Do you ever watch me here on the Social Proof podcast or on Full Transparency and say, you know what? One day I want to work with Donnie. Great news. You absolutely can. Join me inside my community, Actionable CEO, where we help to develop new habits, grow you personally, professionally, and financially, help you take massive action in your business, ultimately helping you make more money. It's just $97 a month. We meet every single week. We have a book club. We do live co-working sessions. When I'm in your city, you guys get to connect with me in person and so much more. Don't take my word for it. Go over to actionableceo.com. Check out the page and see if it's a good fit for you. If so, I'll see you on the inside.
In these other environments, you have to conform some way, somehow to them.
Yeah.
Or like I'm big on respect. So I was out and I ain't like the way, like we was at a steakhouse and I'm sitting there placing my order. I got my family, my kids here, my daughter telling me what she want. And as I'm telling me, like, yo, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Listen, bro, came back. Listen, let me explain something to you. I don't know what you're used to or how you operate, but when I'm speaking to you and I'm sitting here placing my orders and my daughters is placing their orders, you don't handle me like that. It's going to be a certain way that you got to handle me in this establishment, period. That as a service worker, as a server, handle me properly.
Yeah.
Let's just, because he had walked away like twice. I'm like, now I'm offended. I'm like, but you got to handle me a certain way.
Right.
Atlanta, we know we dealing with each other. But I felt like the reason I felt more offended is because I felt like you did it because I was black. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't like that feeling because I can be wrong.
Yeah.
In this situation. I could have been emotional because I feel like the minority here and I feel like I'm being mistreated. Yeah. But I don't have that problem in Atlanta. And I said, everybody should experience that and not have to deal with this side of like, oh, I'm dealing with racism every single day. We don't have to deal with it here. Then you start to learn how to grow and go out into other places.
Yeah.
The other thing about not liking me.
I did not like you.
Right.
Everybody else had invited me into their community. Donnie, come speak. Like, yo, you dope. You know your stuff. Yeah. You looked at me like, who is this little girl?
Man, listen, I'm one of the ones like, look, I don't care. I don't care who's popular. I don't care. I don't care what you've done. I don't care what your resume look like. Keep doing that shit. Like, I know what I've had to do, and then I see people fall off and disappear. Yeah. Oh, you doing it right now? You booming. Oh, you do government. You do this. Oh, okay, that's what's up. And then in a year, you don't do it no more.
Right.
I'm cool. I know what my value is. Okay, I come help you make a couple $100,000, and then what? You quit, and now my people looking, going, where they go? No, I don't care if you're popular. That's why a lot of influencers be feeling ways about me. I don't care that you're popular. I don't care you got money. I don't care. And I'm not here to be friends with everybody. I'm friends with people I'm friends with. And you do your thing, salute. I respect it. But that does not mean that I have to extend my hand or I got to come out and build a relationship with you. You another human being like me. Go eat what you're going to eat. I'm eating what I'm going to eat. If we get an opportunity to build and get to know each other, then that's where we get to know each other for real. I don't rock with people I don't know or like kind of get a feel for real to be like, yo, who is this person? What are they really about? It take time.
It did. It wasn't until like Neo and Alex started having their parties and I got to experience you off stage. Your on stage at event persona is very different than you're at dinner. We went to Knife one night. I'm like, okay, Marcus is actually kind of cool. But I always saw you as this super arrogant person. For the record, he did eventually invite me to into his community to teach, right? But I know that you have to be so misunderstood. Or maybe you don't give a crap about being misunderstood. But why do you have so many people who, I don't want to use the word hate on you, but they just think you out in these streets like not the guy to play nicely in the sandbox, for lack of better words.
Cause I don't extend the olive branch, and I ain't friendly. You
don't. Do you feel like you should be a little friendlier?
No.
No.
For what? So people can use me. Listen, I'm a mutually useful person. You use me, I gotta be able to use you. And if we can't use each other and it ain't equal, then I'm not letting you use me for your own benefit or come up. And I built my brand. I built my name. Like, you got haters out there that speak on me because it built their brand. Like, it's people out there who only exist because they mention me. What I realize is this. I've managed to build and amass love and help contribute to my community in such a large way. It's hundreds of thousands of people who love me. It's going to be tens of thousands of people who dislike me just because of who I am or the persona that they feel they get, that it just doesn't resonate with them. And they need somewhere to exist. And there's suckers that'll speak on me, and that's where those people can go exist. But those who realize my heart, realize what I stand on and the principles that I stand on and what I build for, those are the people who still love me and rock with me. And that community is much larger, and that's the reason why I got the success I got. But I built this, and every lick that come with everything, that every sacrifice I got to take, every lick that I got to take, every battle I got to overcome, I did it myself. So when people be like, yo, let's like do this, or yo, hit me up, like, bro, you ain't go through what I went through. You ain't build what I built, and I ain't build this shit for you. Build it for my kids. I built it for my family. I built this for me. When I was struggling, I wasn't I'm looking to make friends with everybody. I ain't here to be friends with everybody. I want to live a good life, and I'm okay with building great relationships, like with people I really get to know. I got mentees that I'm like, is just as close with me as the circle of CEOs. That I talk to like family. Come to my house because I build genuine relationships. I'm not one that's going to be like, oh yeah, you Donnie Wiggins, you got a dope show. You get it. Now you like, yo, wait. Everybody, you just want to be my friend. Wait, do you want to be my friend, or you want to be like, you want to be a benefit of my brand? You don't want to be my friend. You want to benefit from my brand. You want to take a picture with me and tag me on Instagram and me retag it and my audience see it, and then you gonna post the ad behind it.
That's the formula.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, what do I get from that? Besides you stealing my energy, fake likes, fake love. when it hit the fan, you suckers is gonna disappear, and that go for some people I'm cool with.
I've always wondered though, because you have had your share of public controversy, right? Mm-hmm. And you don't address things softly. Okay, you address things very much street-like. I've had my share of controversy, and I just ignore them. Right? I just ignore stuff. People say stuff all the time. And part of the reason, number one, is because I truly just don't let things get under my skin like that. But number two, I do consider if I respond the way that like my inner voice is saying respond, how does that affect my brand? Or how does it impact the people who trust me to lead them and make good choices in their business? You don't seem to care about that very much.
I do care. That's why I don't respond all the time. You know, I get attacked every day. And by everybody, like, even if it's indirectly, like, it's few people that attack me directly, and that's the ones that at least I like that. Like, we know where we at, so the public know where we at. So when I respond, they know what it is and they know who I'm talking to. The people who attack me indirectly, like, y'all all cowards because everybody hating, but because there's nobody can say I did anything to them. It's always, oh, what he didn't do, or they did this and didn't do this for me, or they didn't help me with this. It's never nothing like, yo, you did this to me.
Yeah.
And so, but a lot of times people got issues and they speak on me. But for me, what I realize is that everybody that's coming up and building a brand and building a business, Chick-fil-A and Popeyes was beefing. It's always an opposition. It's always going to be somebody against you, and it's always going to be somebody that wants your spot. I don't care if you the biggest person in your city selling $10 t-shirts. Somebody want to be that person. And you're going to be looking up at somebody else going, okay, I want to get to the next level. I hope that they realize that you can't use hate to extend to the next level, and attacking somebody doesn't really work. It only hurts you. So trying to be the person that come up off somebody else, it may get you some attention, but it doesn't get you what you're looking for in the long run.
Yeah.
But I realize is that I do respond back and show people what you're going to deal with, because these are the battles that everybody's going to have to deal with. Now, can you just ignore them? Sometimes, but I know people who ignored people and it went horribly wrong for ignoring it.
Yeah.
And not addressing it and not speaking on it. Well, guess what? You fight your battle and fight your fight, because this is real life. Yeah. It's not fake. This is not, oh, it's going to disappear. And this, no, you a sucker. I feel like you a sucker. This what it is. F you. Like,
well, what do you think about people who be like, we got our black men tearing each other down. You don't see these white guys out here doing it. I mean, and when I think about it, though, you just gave an example with like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes, or Burger King and McDonald's. Those are valid examples, but I think it's very different.
They be on Grant Top.
Yeah, but
them white boys, all the white boys be on Grant Top.
Publicly?
Yes.
Do we see Grant respond back?
Yes. Grant be on their ass. You see him hitting them with lawsuits, magazines. Look, here, they lost in court. Here, you said this. Here, Grant went on a rant and tore up like 10, 15 different people for speaking, saying when he was getting lawsuits of class action against his fund. And he like, nah, cap. They all lied. Now what you gonna do? Now use your voice here. Use your platform to say what you said was a lie that you spread. Now come back. Grant's one of the ones that get attacked. Ty Lopez used to get grilled. Gary V gets hammered. They hate Gary V. Yeah. And it's a real world experience. The same thing you went through in high school, the same thing you go through in adult life and friends. People disagree. People have difference of opinions. Some people like you, some people dislike you. It's gonna happen. You're gonna have altercations. If you tuck, then you're gonna always have to tuck, and you're gonna have to figure out like, okay, how do I overcome them? How do I deal with them? Do I deal with it as the bigger person, and can I communicate with some people? I can communicate, but some people you gotta realize you can't negotiate with terrorists. Sometimes it's just like you just only want smoke and you just want to try to come up off of this. This is your opportunity to shine. There's nothing we can really talk about or resolve here. And when you get to a certain people, you know, you can't resolve an issue with, then it's just smoke. This is where we're going to leave it at. And this is whenever it arrives, we with that.
Yeah.
But some people you can realize and be like, I had a podcast summit last year with a kid who posted my picture of my kids on his page with me and my kids. and was dissing, saying I was stealing his verbiage and this, that, and the third. 4 years ago, I caught him at Podcast Summit last year. He goes to Interview Spectacular, and I break the podcast up. He go, "No, we not having a conversation like that, and we ain't fucking with you. Stand on what you said when you posted my kid's picture on your page. You thought that was okay?" He like, "What you mean?" I said, "Listen, we got two options right here. We finna stand on it like you stood on it right there, or we finna tear it up in here. But this is the only option we have because you put my kids on your page. And I'm not going to attack you online because you got a small platform. It doesn't benefit me. But right here, it benefits my soul and my pride and my ego to knock fire from you." And he said, "I was trying to come up because you was the biggest person in credit. And I just wanted to make a name and you had all my clients. And I apologize." And I said, "Bro, you understand that the damage that you can cause in the division because you couldn't come to certain events and do certain things that you know I was going to be at. You couldn't come to certain places. You didn't want to be certain places. You feel awkward in this environment because I'm here now because of what you did and I never did nothing to you. Mm-hmm. That's not a proper way to come up. Now, what if somebody does it to you?" Mm-hmm. These are things that it gets repetitive and these cycles get repetitive and we can't grow like that.
Yeah.
And you don't know when the consequence hits the fan because it's a repercussion for everything, but you don't know when it's going to hit the fan. Mm-hmm. But when it does hit the fan, you at a point now, you feel like you're growing and you at the podcast summit and everybody's here. And one of the biggest people in the space come over here and have an issue with you and everybody in this room loving is here with him.
Yeah.
You lose.
Period.
And now nobody rocks with you if I publicly say, this is what we own, and it's smoke like this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, wait, y'all having physical altercations? Like, well, we know he's going to be here. You can't come.
Mm-hmm. But that's what I don't like. I don't know about you, but when I started in entrepreneurship, I never thought that I would have, when I started in entrepreneurship, I didn't think that entrepreneurship would be the reason that I have this level of following and influence, this many eyes on me, right? Mm-hmm. I saw a vision for myself, but I didn't know that entrepreneurship would be the thing that got me here. Mm-hmm. And so it's really kind of disappointing that there's CEO beef. Like, this is dumb. It's childish, and it's one of the things though that you'll realize is that it's competitive. It's not even beef. It's competition. In anything that you do, there's competition. Nas, Jay-Z, from rap and entertainment, there's always going to be competition. There's people out there who have podcasts that wants to be Donnie. It's a girl out there that's on the come up right now, and she wants to be like you. Mm-hmm. She wants to be bigger than you or better than you. And what happens is we're not taught how to properly deal with to be resolution based on like, well, how do I exist without it being a conflict? Yeah. How do we both coexist? And how do I'm okay with B being me and her being great doesn't take my shine away. Mm-hmm. This is one of the things, like we literally are building out like a conflict resolution in a thing, a teaching on how to coexist with people and realize like, okay, there can be two greats. Yeah. It doesn't have to only be one. Yeah. And nobody, like, when I look at my mentees, I look at like Smitty, I look at Herman, I look at these guys that's doing amazing and killing it. Yeah, I say, yo, when y'all think about credit, who y'all think about? And they name other people. Mm-hmm. It does not, I didn't miss any money. They're multimillionaires. Mm-hmm. I didn't miss any money. Mm-hmm. It didn't hurt me to empower them and empower other people and share spotlights and share the floor. And then they come back and still get on my lives and come and teach in my community and give game that I didn't tell them or teach them. They come back and still share. We're able to win and coexist together. And that's the beauty part of it. But the thing of the reality is that there's always an issue when people got to coexist, and somebody got to want to be number one. And some people just go about it wrong, and we going to deal with it in our community. It's a reality. It's not going to not happen. Yeah. I guess I just live maybe in this la la land of wanting everybody. And I get it. Like, I think rap beef is different. It's founded on street principles 100%. But we're teaching entrepreneurship and credit and teaching people how to get money and make money and get out of the hood. I just think it's ridiculous to have this beef, which is why I try to stay. I'm like, yo, I teach people how to start businesses. How y'all mad at me? What did I do? Right? Yep. But the fact of the matter is, what I am learning is every new level, like that saying, every new level, there is a new devil that wants to try to poke his head out and take you down. I just wish that we could do it a whole lot differently. I laugh at you though sometimes when you're going through these experiences, because there have been moments where you've actually made some legitimate mistakes, right? You've had to come back and you had to own up to those things, but you face it head on every single time. And I know sometimes when you're about to launch something, I say, oh, not only is Five going to address this, he about to make one of the biggest launches he done made all year as a result of this. You have figured out how to transition the chaos and the drama and the negativity into a stream of revenue for yourself. How do you do that?
Shit, I grew up in Northern California. They say if she looked, she took. If you pay attention, then I got your attention. Now it's what I do with it. So if you can get somebody's attention, what you do with it is on you. If they look, well, you looking at me? Well, here go the magic show. Here go. Here go. You wanted some entertainment? Oh, you thought you was gonna get what? No, you gonna get this. If you look my way, I'm going to show you what I want you to see. I'm gonna put my best foot forward every single time and show you exactly who I am, what I have to offer, and why I am who I am, and why people pay attention to me. Oh, you want to talk about me? Cool. I'm going to talk about all my success. I'm going to talk and show you everything I can do. And I'm going to show you things, and I'm going to tell you stuff that you can't Google. So the issue with me is that, yes, I came up in an environment where I was teaching people and helping people by myself with no platform. I had to grow into realizing how impactful my platform got, where it goes. And this is me making mistakes. And I've made mistakes and said things that I probably shouldn't have said aloud. Right. And I go, man, why you do that? Or what was it that made it okay? It's a lack of realization of like how many people listen to you. And you start, because you may see 100,000 views on a video. Nowadays, it's like, okay, it ain't really go crazy. And I seen something that said it showed a room with 500 people in it. Then it showed a room with 10,000 people in it. Then it showed with 25,000 people in it. Then it showed with 100,000 people in it. And you realize like, oh, might not look crazy compared to millions, but 100,000 people viewing something, wait, that's a lot of lives. It's a lot of people. I got 300, 400, 500,000 followers now, 500,000 followers, I have 540,000 followers now. You realize I can say something and put it out to the world, to a lot of people. It's not about me educating people as much as it was now now it's more so about me leading and realizing my position in my community of how impactful I am and how impactful my words are. And so what I do realize is that, one, I don't lie. I tell people I may tell you the truth if I'm supposed to tell it or not. And whether I'm supposed to tell you the truth, I don't know, but it ain't fake. I'm just telling, hey, they don't want you to know it. Guess what? We didn't deal with the Willie Lynch. We didn't have to deal with so many things when it comes to suppressing blacks. It's nobody that really wants to go out and give us the true, honest. We deal with redlining within these banks, Freedman Bank situation. We've been wrong so many times in history that we never get a fair chance or get the opportunity to know where we're supposed to be at. Okay, well, where are we supposed to be at along these lines of income? Where are we supposed to be at when it comes to how do we bank and deal with these banks? Because when do y'all come and tell us how to actually properly utilize your services? Why is it such a guessing game?
That's true.
Oh, you got to read the fine print. When do I read the fine print? Where do you find out how to properly qualify for credit? We got to tell you. There's nowhere you're going to go onto the bank's website and they're going to tell you, oh, you should have this credit score, these amount of positive accounts, this kind of credit. They're not going to tell you. Why is it such a rabbit hole that we got to go down? And so as we start digging out dirt, finding out information, I was just throwing it out. Hey, this is what I found out. This is what I found out. Look what I found out. And as I started finding everything out, I was just throwing it out. I look up and go, wait a minute, everybody looking at me. I'm digging down the rabbit hole and look up and the whole world watching me.
You're like, what happened?
They like, yo, you wasn't supposed to tell people that. Oh, all them people watching? Okay, I get it. And that's why I said, like, you know, when I told people that you should put this on a credit card application, like, yo, you ain't supposed to tell them what to put.
5. I saw the clip and was like, ooh. Yikes.
But this is the thing where people get it confused at, right? Is that on certain credit card applications, it goes off stated income, and then you understand the threshold. So, okay, so I worded, hey, if you make over $265,000 a year, you get higher approval odds. Or if you project that your business is going to generate $265,000 a year, you get higher approval odds. Like, there's ways to state things and say things, but the reality was I was just saying, like, yo, this is where it's at. But I had found out, and this isn't, you understand, them videos is from like 2019. This is not with my platform as big as I am, but people find stuff when you did things in the past that, okay, this is 2019. It's 2024.
Yeah.
It's 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I didn't know the impact. I was telling people things. Hell, that information ain't even valid no more. But I still deal with it and had to deal with my past. But like I tell people is that people are going to show you attention. Cool. You think that was something? You should see the other stuff I could teach you. That's okay. That may have been not right, but what about this? All of these things are right. How many videos do I have where I've said things that were extraordinary and super helpful that has helped change people's lives? People identify like, but that one time, brother, I got hours, thousands of hours of content online. You mean to tell me you got like 2-3 minute clips? That's it? Man, I'm batting Babe Ruth numbers.
I think right now you are in your era of showing a more human side. Like, for so long, since I met you, probably back in 2019, I think that was, you were just this machine of a man that you're just focused, and everything felt really transactional, right? But now, in the last 2 years, you're showing a lot more family. I love seeing you with your family. You're showing a lot more travel, a lot of personal time, and you are taking us on this fitness journey.
Yes.
I gotta ask.
Yes.
Did you have a BBL?
BBL Drizzy.
BBL Marcus.
Right.
BBL Marcus.
So I can't respond to you the way I would. I got a joke for the BBL, but you know, like a BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. Like first of all, y'all niggas is gay. Right, but I get the joke what you're saying, but don't realize dudes don't be realizing what they're saying.
Okay.
But no, I got gastric, and you know they say, yo, did you get surgery? It's like, yo, I got a 3-hour video on it. It's not a secret. Like, that's why I'm able to laugh. Like, you see us trolling and stuff like that. It's okay for us to troll. And I tell people, like, I'm not sensitive about that.
Yeah.
Like, I got surgery. Like, I was 370 pounds. Listen, there's nothing in me that feels insecure or bad. I look good. Like, I'm at a point right now where I'm healthy. I'm giving dudes run for their money that's been my size for their whole life. I don't care. Like, you had to make
a completely different person. You look, first of all, you look outstanding.
Okay,
outstanding. A completely different person. What motivated it though? Was it people? Because I know that when you had beef back in the day, the first thing people would come for was your weight.
Man, niggas can't touch me. Listen, one thing about me, y'all niggas ain't got the money I got. Y'all broke. You don't live in the house I live in. Your mama don't live in the house my mama live in. You don't drive the cars I drive. You ain't taking care of your wife the way I take care of my wife. Ain't nothing in this world another man could say about me that make me feel any kind of way. Cause you ain't too many that can stand toe to toe with me that even pay attention to speak on me. Like, so it was never an influence of that, of like the public's persona. Like, it was my health and almost losing my life. Like, when I had to sleep with a CPAP, and my wife sent me a picture one night. Since my daughter was born, the first night she was born, she sleep under me. First night, picture, she right here. Through her whole life, she sleeps under my rib, right? And it's like, she won't sleep under a blanket or nothing like that. She feeds off my body heat. And she always sends me pictures. and I started sleeping with a CPAP. And when she sent the picture of us in the morning and I'm on a CPAP, I realized, like, you won't make it that much longer.
Wow.
Like, she's 4. You ain't got another 10 at this rate if you don't fix or change something. I remember trying to go to the gym, struggling. My schedule is so demanding. I'm like, yo, I don't want reality. I'm going to keep it a buck. I said, I got to make a change. I said, I'm rich and I should look like it. And I got the money to. And I found out that the surgery was $10,000. I said, cool. My sister went. When our other friends went, hey, go. Let me see what happened.
Let me see what happened to y'all first.
Oh, that's how it worked? That quick? Okay, bet. And then I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I did it, went through the transition, and but I learned a lot throughout. And what I do realize is, like, because so many people hit me up and ask me, like, yo, I'm thinking about doing the surgery. How is it? And I'm like, the surgery was cheap. The aftercare and maintenance is not a joke. I get vitamin IVs weekly. I had to really learn health. Mm-hmm. My biggest thing is that I didn't want to go back to being that person again. Mm-hmm. I don't want to lose the weight and then gain it back. So I'm like, okay, how do I really control my body? What's the things, like, what is it? And I had to really go into a deep health journey of, like, understanding what to eat, understanding my blood type, blood work, understanding my levels, getting blood work constantly done. Like, it's a lot of things that I had to realistically, like, learn, understand, implement, do to become who I am today.
Right.
And it's a journey, but I look at it and I know, like, if you can dedicate and work out, I'm for it. Like, at one point I felt like I cheated, and I was like, man, like, that's one thing people got over me. Like, yo, you cheated, you did the surgery. And it's like, I can fight it, but I cheated. And that's what that's going to be above me. That's something people can hold above me. Like, oh, you did this. I know that. So I would tell people, if you can, like, go that route. But it's some people that are in a position where, like I get people that hit me up and they like, yo, the doctor, you know, I had a prosthetic leg. Like, I got a prosthetic leg, so one of my legs is missing. And I'm just constantly gaining weight and I can't, like, working out. I'm thinking about doing the surgery and the doctors are telling me to do the surgery, but I'm scared. And I'm like, it's not as bad as you think it is. It's the after effect of, like, readjusting.
Yeah.
And that was one of the toughest things, was the adjustment. Like, for a year, I wasn't the same person. Like, I wasn't eating. So my brain function now, brain fog was tough, like, thinking clear, like, I wasn't me. Mm-hmm. I had to readjust. Like, in my mind is my strongest weapon. So for me, like, even when I did, that's why, like, I did the deal with, like, EYL, we partnered. I was trying to get back because I'm like, I can't focus. Mm-hmm. I can't work in this environment. Like, in this state, when this weight dropping, I lost 100 pounds in a year.
That's crazy.
I'm not thinking. I can't eat. I'm malnutrition. I'm getting vitamin IVs every week, but it's like I'm supplementing things. I can't properly put the right things in my body. I'm like, yo, I'm struggling. Like, mentally, I'm struggling to focus and operate like a 8-figure business without your mind being able to really key in. And so throughout that journey, I think that was one of my things of, like, it was almost dying looking at my daughter, like, my heart was having issues because not breathing, stopping breathing and stuff like that. And so I'm like, okay, it's going to get bad.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I made the decision to do the surgery. Then after, you know, I went down to 180 pounds and realized, okay, you was just a skinny nigga.
That was too small.
Yes. And I'm like, yo, people like, yo, you look sick. I'm like, yo, all right. So now I have to figure out how to build.
It's like, damn, I'm too big. Now I'm too small. Now what do we do?
But this journey is fun.
Okay.
Because now it's like, okay, well, I'm building.
Okay.
Now it's, okay, I can actually work. Like, it doesn't hurt to work out. Mm-hmm. It used to hurt. Like, I'm down 2-3 days after workout. Like, I couldn't do 10 push-ups. Yeah. So now it's like, now I'm actually at a place where I'm happy with my size and I can work out and I can grow and build into where I want to be at.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it.
You look outstanding. You look amazing. I think everything has balanced out. I'm low-key jealous because you be out there with Jason, Mr. 2 Weeks Out, running those stairs. I would not be able to run 10 of them, okay?
You don't think?
Oh, no. I've tried. I know. Factually, I would not be able to run up 10 of them, and I have been working out on and off. I've never really had like a weight issue that you were challenged with, and I'm like, yo, how he come just out of the gate, brand new to being fine, and you running upstairs?
No, it's not a thing of, it's one, I've been working out. So I started with like the Stairmaster, jogging and stuff like that. But you got to get from, this is the thing is that what I realize and why I work out outside is that I'm doing it for mobility. Like I want to live. I want to be able to be flexible. I want to be able to move. I need my body to move because I was losing function now. My back tightening up, my knees getting bad. And so my biggest thing now is like, I want to be functional. I don't want to go to the gym and get on the treadmill and everything is not, no, I want to really move. Like if I'm outside, I want to be able to go to football games and we walking stairs, but I want to really be in shape to be able to move. And so we bear crawling and things like that because I want my youthfulness. Yeah. Like I want to be mobile. I want to be agile. I want to be able to really be in shape and not just working out in the gym. We still go train in the gym, but it's different when you do outside, you jogging on the track, we doing sprints and running 40s and it's just running the stairs. It's different. And it makes me feel different. My body build different. The muscle mass is different from sprinting outside. Like it's just different.
You and some very popular entrepreneurs are in a fitness challenge together.
Some popular losers. They all gonna be like number 2, 3, 4. They all gonna lose. It's
Who gonna
bad.
be one?
I'm winning. Number one, 100%.
Are y'all checking in and factually the data says that you're winning?
Everybody can see the pictures.
Okay. So the challenge is the best body transformation.
Yes.
I feel like Trap and Ash Cash are running neck and neck with you.
Not at all. So unfortunate, my mans, but they don't stand a chance. Like I'm proud of both of them. They do an amazing job and they on a hell of a run for number 2. Like for second place, they on a hell of a run. They work extremely hard to be number 2. And it's by the time this comes out, we'll know. But and what they're gonna say, oh, you got a BBL, he cheated. No. I was 180 pounds. I had to build my body up. I didn't go get a surgery to influx me, or I went worked out. I outworked y'all. But Ash is on a hell of a run today. And this is the thing is that within this 60-day challenge, I'm trash talking now, but really one of the guys in the challenge has already got off of his blood pressure medicine.
Wow.
Ash Cash got on the plane today, first class, and he didn't need a seat extender for his seatbelt. And he was like, bruh, I got space. And Alex is down 30 pounds. Looking like, we looked at a picture, and he was like, bruh, Jason was like, yo, look at this picture last year to where you look now. And he was like, looking like I'm literally aging backwards. It's bigger than the 60-day challenge is amazing for us to push each other and compete, but the benefits and how good people are transitioning, what it's doing for our lives is different. Like Marcus Y. Rozier has hit me. He like, yo, Brian took a vitamin in years. He said, I've been 30 days in this challenge. What vitamins do y'all take? So now I'm sending him my vitamin IV lady. And it's just like the awareness of what we're learning to do our blood work, to like everybody's now going getting blood panels and doing our prostate like blood, because you could do a panel in your blood test to check for your prostate functionality. And it's just certain things like, yo, we have to, as Black and brown men, be aware of. And now we have a group of individuals who we've all grown together online and been able to build communities and educate the masses. But now we're at a point where we're actually furthering each other in like life of being healthy, of really living and going to the next level. And that's the most important part. Like who wins is going to be, dope. But the biggest thing is like, yo, we actually learn so much together throughout this journey that the impact that's more, because if Ash Cash live an extra 10 years, how many more people do he impact?
Yes.
If Trap live another 10 years, how many more people do he impact with his story, with his journey, with the education, everything that he shares with his kids, the life quality. I get on roller coasters with my daughters now. Man, I don't give a damn what nobody say online. BBLD, I get on roller coasters with my kids. This is crazy. Like, I couldn't get on roller coasters. You know, people don't know how that feel. Like, I would go and be like, nah, I don't want to get on right now. Like, I'm scared. I ain't scared. I couldn't. I was too big. And I'm like, make all the money in the world, you can't even enjoy it.
How do you feel now, though? Like, I know you have to get dressed differently, pick clothes differently, walk into rooms differently.
Not walking the rooms differently. The same arrogant dude that it was is still the same. But I had to learn, like, dressing, when I got down to like 180, I was wearing like a 34. I said, okay, I got to wear my shoes different. Like, my clothes, I got to wear them different. I got to wear different things. Now I'm gaining muscle and it's like, okay, things still fit different. So it's like, I got like 3 different sizes I done had to go through of like learning what to put on, how to wear, dress it differently. And it's just, it's a learning experience, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take it.
I feel like I've only known you for what, 4, 5, 6 years maybe. We are literally watching your evolution. Like, just in looking, even before today's conversation, there is this maturity that's coming into you right now. Like, Marcus, the not just financially powerful man, but Marcus, the impactfully powerful man. Like, you are prioritizing you, putting you first. You have been saying no to drama more than you did some years ago, right? Squashing stuff easily, showcasing yourself as a family man. Like, people want to see more of that side. Like, this man loves his family, and Turquoise loved the heck out of you. You hear me?
Yeah, that's my dog. Yep.
We were at your event that I came to, and we were talking, and she's just nonstop talking about you. And I'm like, yeah, girl, but where we, traveling to? What we doing? Yeah, because, Marcus, she really, really, really loves you. I love y'all's relationship. I love how real and just, you're not faking to be this perfect internet couple. Y'all be online joking on each other, clowning each other, pushing each other. I love all of that. And it's just the growth and the evolving that I've been able to see over the years. I know everybody else has to see it too. Yeah. It's like you grew up.
I came online when I was 28, 27. Like, it has to. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be the same person I was. And it's even within business and the things that I teach now, it changes because I can't speak to certain levels because of the things that I've experienced in life. Life's biggest teacher is experiences. And I've been able to experience so many things and been able to be around so many great people and hear so many great stories. And the things that I've been exposed to, it makes me have to grow and develop as a human being. And I'm thankful for it because like you noticing means a lot. Like, that mean a lot to me, like that you actually can see it. But I'm 36 now, and I'm like, I'm the crazy thing is that I was always like the youngest kind of in the circle. It's like I'm always the youngest. Now it's like Aristotle, right? But before, like, moving, I'm like, y'all like 40, right? Like, yo. But like, I'm moving into like 36, and Aristotle hit me crazy. He said, yo, I'm getting some of the OGs on my podcast, this, that, and the third. And I was like, who the OGs?
OG.
And I was like, and I said, bro, I just turned 36. And I said, he 27. He said, you the OG, old head? Like, and I said, I get why I carry it the way I carry it now. And it wasn't on purpose. It was just growth. I've learned more. I'm not the young guy. I'm not the new kid on the block. Like, at this point, like, yo, you 36 years old, you got children, your daily activities, your priorities is different. And the things that you showcase now to people is not to, like, it was more fun back then, jets and that business. It was just fun to life. Now I realize it's like, the function now of your life is super important, and how your daily activities and how you actually function in the world means more. And for me, I've been able to experience like the things I do, like the friends that I make amongst my children, not just making friends like how I said, you see, I'm not friends with everybody. No, now I make friends like, yo, how's your kids? Can our kids play together? Like me and Jeremy Anderson worked out today, but me and Jeremy Anderson hook is our daughters are like best friends. Mm-hmm. That's one of the hooks. Like I got another friend, my guy Brandon, him and my wife, our wives are really tight. But like, yo, we took our daughters to an Apple camp. She invited my daughter. Our daughters are best friends, my little baby. And I laughed because she went and I went, right? And I was laughing because then the day before we were at the water park, and it was Neo's daughter's birthday, and Demetrius Meat from Philly, Meat and D was there and Meat wasn't there. And I'd be laughing. I'd be like, yo, I have friends that I'm around their wives, and we've built families that I have people around me that they can trust me around their wives, and I can trust them around my wives. And our kids are able to play with each other, and we're able to do things as a dynamic to grow and win. And I said, these are the relationships that I focus on building. Mm-hmm. This is important to me now because I don't want to go places my kids can't go. I don't want to go on trips that, oh yeah, you're not taking your kids. Like, I don't want to go on a couple's trip and it's just, nah, my kids have to experience life. I'm not going to Dubai and my daughter don't go. They have to experience this. Yeah. And so now at this point in my life, I realize like people need to experience how to travel, how to make the money to travel, how to get into the position to do these things. But at the same time, then how do we build these relationships to be able to have these type of people around us to make this cool?
Yeah.
To make it cool to have me and Trap have a conversation all the time about his family, his daughter. It's same thing with me. When I'm going through stuff, I call him like, yo, bro, am I tripping? Like, how do you have friends and accountability, people that can hold you accountable when you reach a level that can't nobody tell you nothing, where you still make it to where I purposely put my shield down so people can tell me stuff, correct me where I'm wrong. I don't want to be like, oh, nobody can tell me nothing. I can shield and block everything out and just protect myself. Like, nah, how do I become better? How do I get people around me that are qualified to speak to me in a way that they only want the best for me and it's not just a benefit? Like people, because anybody will come around and want to talk, but only for their own benefit.
Yep.
It's a backside benefit. And so for me now, it's just like, that's what's super important. It's like the relationships that I have, the family dynamic that I'm building, and how I build my relationships now, what it's based off of.
You said something that stood out for me a lot, but one thing that stood out because I'm in a very similar space. You said, I cannot teach the same mindsets that I was teaching. The things that I talk about now are different. What does that mean? Unpack that.
So now I understand in entrepreneurship, when I was coming up, I first started, I taught people how to make money off of credit, how to fly, get on private jets, how to travel and do things, how to not pay for toiletries and stuff like that. And that was important. But now it's at a point where I teach and I talk about how to properly, like, what the business needs to operate and run, like, to generate the income for years. Not, I don't want some people to get in business for a year and I can just help you get started. I don't want you to just get access to capital. I want you to be able to sustain. And I need you to understand how to like properly sustain and what businesses to identify with, how to invest. When you start making money, what to do with it. Because we was playing with it. We shopping, we get the money, do X, Y, and Z, invest this over here, and then ball. Mm-hmm. And it's like, the ball is still there. Not gonna tell you not to do you, but we start to learn more so about, okay, when I start making money in this industry, like example, I was talking about, I did a video and I just kind of broke down the franchise business models. Mm-hmm. And I was explaining to people, like, sometimes we may get into something like in a franchise and it may only make $65,000 a year. This franchise is making like $100,000 a year. But I explained is that the goal is never to have one. Mm-hmm. You get 10, but then you look at the exit strategy. And at first, when I was at the point I'm in now, is that I'm not looking at just strictly income. I'm looking at on the back end side of, okay, what's the possibilities? If I do buy a franchise, do I get stock options in this company? Not only will I get stock options in this company, what's the sale in this industry, say franchises in this specific niche, what do they sell for? Do they sell? How often do they sell? How many's on the market? Is VCs coming in buying these that's operating? What's the profits that they need to be operating at? What's the margins need to look like, to where we can go in and say, okay, I'm gonna go buy 10 franchises or establish 10, get the right GMs in place and the right DMs in place. And then I know in 6 years I want to exit, but I'll exit for 4X my profit. Mm-hmm. So if I can get it to making $150,000 a year, yeah, that's not a lot of money, but when I can 4X it and sell a bundle of 10, now it's like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, you just went in 5-6 year plan. You just went and got a few 6-7 million plus what you made while operating. Mm-hmm. This makes the business a little bit differently, but it's for a longevity. It's not quick. I need you to understand, we need to get in business to be business. We should want to be in business for 20 years and do things that's going to take 5-10 years to execute on. We make money now, but we got to play the long game.
Yeah.
And then it's when the money is coming in, what do we do with it? How do we dealing with taxes, buying real estate, what real estate to buy? If you're not super savvy in real estate, how to just park your money? What do you do with your money when you get it? We get lump sums of money. I show people, okay, I got mentees making $300,000 in the first 2 weeks of the year. They're like, yo, bro, well, what do we do? And these are things, it's like, okay, we've learned how to go make money, but now we start going what to do with it.
Yes.
And that's where we start looking at, well, let's just go buy franchises. I don't care. It ain't got to make us as much money, but we invested into something, and then we get a bubble on the back end later down the road too. Mm-hmm. But our money's sitting there. Mm-hmm. With real estate, it's a learning curve. Mm-hmm. And it's like so many, do this or do that. I just buy. Like me and Trap got a farm. I bought a mansion. I bought acres of land. I bought plots of land to build on. I was just buying just to put my money there. So it's like, yo, okay, at least I could write off on depreciation. I went and bought the jet. Just here, the money got to go somewhere. Mm-hmm. But I started learning, like, okay, what's the proper things to do with money that helps us?
Yeah.
And so now that's where I'm at now with looking and helping entrepreneurs, is that I can help you get in business. I can help you get the credit you need to get your business started. But in order for you to stay in business, what you do with your profits out the gate will determine how long you become successful. If you want to be successful for 6 years, for 6 months or 6 years, is going to be determined on how you go into this and with the mindset of like, okay, when I start making money, what am I going to do with it? Where did this money go? What's the next things I need to be studying and not being a guru at, but I need to be savvy enough to understand.
Yeah.
To where somebody just can't pull the wool over my eyes.
Yeah. And this is what Recession Proof is.
Yes.
You brought your program Recession Proof back.
Yes.
I don't think did it ever really leave?
No, it did not leave.
Okay.
We just did a merger, but it wasn't, I changed a little bit of the way it was structured. Mm-hmm. And now I'm bringing it back to where, it's me. Mm-hmm. Like I said, going throughout that surgery, it was tough. Mm-hmm. I couldn't be there every single week. I wasn't getting on calls. Now I can get back on calls.
So you had Recession Proof since I've known you. Mm-hmm. And then you went through your medical experience and you merged with EYL. And because of your experience there, you weren't able to really keep that up.
Keep what up?
Keep your presence in the community up.
Yes.
Recession Proof.
Yes.
And is that when you removed Recession Proof from the EYL platform?
No, we removed it now because it's time to get back to work. Like I got to get back into what I know and how I run it, and me being on the forefront of it.
Got you.
And so,
So was that just them kind of helping you out while you recovered, or?
Nah, it was more so what we looked at was we're learning. One thing is like me and Rashad, that's one of my good friends, like really my dog, like outside of business, outside of this, like it's somebody like I really communicate with. Mm-hmm. So we talk. And we've been learning, we looking at businesses and we looking at how they do mergers and things like that and strong points. And I'm like, look, y'all are a strong force on the media side. I don't have a media side. Mm-hmm. Either I go and create a media side and I got to go tackle this and learn this journey. I'm strong on the education side. Mm-hmm. Y'all not this strong on the education side. just put them together. That way I don't got to tackle what you mastered.
Right.
You've mastered this. Like, yo, what you did with Recession Proof, nobody's done. Nobody's done that when it comes to communities and building that and putting that together like you did it. And I'm like, yo, well, nobody's did it on that side podcast. The influence that you guys have, let's just put it together. And so essentially is what it was me putting my education system on top of theirs.
Okay.
But we put their name on top of mine. And my community was like, fuck that.
Okay.
And that's where it's like, okay, I tried to do it and they like, nah, we don't rock with that.
Okay.
We recession proof. We ain't that.
I don't know if I realized that happened, but I'm surprised that you went for that anyway.
It was, like I said, for me, I wanted to get where I was at. I ain't had the energy for it. And I also wanted to get behind the scenes.
Got you.
If I could have pulled in, because I was in control of that whole situation. That's what most people, my team, my students, is like, okay, run that. They're like, yo, why they don't market it and promote it like that? They like, because we gave it to him. Mm-hmm. Run that. I'm like, yo, if I could pull these strings back here, market it and make it do what it's supposed to do, I don't have to be the forefront runner and I can do 10 things.
Got you.
When you got to be the face front brand, it's hard to do 10 different things and be the face of it because you only got so much marketing power, so much face card power to be pushing, and it's only so much I can do.
Yeah.
If I can pull strings and use somebody else's, it's like, got it. I got the formula. So my goal, and this is what we were trying to figure out, is like, yo, how do we start learning mergers and acquisitions? And okay, we understand acquisition. Like, how do we merge companies together and make them work? And we won't ever learn until we try it. Mm-hmm. So we tried it. It's like, yo, we the two biggest things in this community. Well, let's try it. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't work, what happens? We just separate it. It's no hard feelings. And that's what happened, is that we was like, okay, we seen the response and we learned. Now we're getting more training on how to properly go into this and communicate with people and more so what one of the guys is telling us now. He's explaining from like shareholder standpoint is like what you have to look at your members and treat them like is like shareholders and things like that, of how to properly communicate, how to probe them, how to get them ready for it, and to understand what's coming. So that way they adjust well, because the biggest thing was people didn't adjust well. The transition wasn't well. We didn't know, but now we know what to get trained on and what to go look for help for. Yeah. So now as we do other deals and do other things, even if it's other companies and other mergers, we now are fully educated, well, better educated on how to go into these situations. And it's a learning experience, but we will never, nobody comes and teaches us. People was mad at me about Grant Cardone because I said, yo, we don't have a lot of people to come and teach us the education space, to create platforms to be able to educate us in our communities. It's not a lot of people that come that's before us. Mm-hmm. It's only us out here. So we don't got a lot of people to look up to say, well, this is how you do online. This is how you properly educate and create an education company, and how you market. Y'all don't know how to do it. Mm-hmm. The people before us, they don't stand a chance. Like, y'all don't have no wave online, so you don't know these systems. You don't know creating content. You don't understand call to actions and getting people really engaged. Like, so we're stuck to a point where we have to learn or run into a wall, and then we go ask the OGs like, well, what's this situation need? What should it have been like? And then they're like, oh, do this. Mm-hmm. But y'all don't have platforms to teach this stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's not y'all responsibility to create it, but we need it.
We need it. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. Anytime I'm in these rooms, like non-Black rooms, for conferences and seminars and things, I'm there to get like this information. Yeah. Mergers and acquisitions, how to buy and sell company, all these things, right? Scale ideas. Mm-hmm. And as soon as they find out or realize that I have the podcast, or I'm that girl from the podcast, or, I've got these communities, it's like, how are you doing that? How are you building these things? There's a conference, I won't state the name, that I've gone to for the last 2 years, and I'm always a student. I'm always sitting in the front. I'm taking all the notes, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm taking this back and I'm executing. This year, they've invited me to come and teach at the conference, specifically about building communities, right? How I have built communities in the education space and how I leverage media to do so. And obviously, I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I'm like, wow, the same rooms I pay top dollar to be in because you've got all this information I feel like I need. Y'all look at us too, like we need what they have.
Yep.
We need what they have. I'm so happy that it was a learning lesson for both you and EYL in business and not the drama that people attempted to make it.
No, but I don't think nobody, I didn't really see that. That was like nobody, people just didn't understand the split, but we didn't really have, nobody even.
Would y'all try it again? Knowing now, being better equipped, do you think that this is a venture that you try again?
No.
No? No. Do you think that you are the partnership, like 50-50 responsibility and ownership profile personality?
No.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No. That's what we used to laugh about. They'd be like, Troy would call, be like, yo, it's not just you though. You know?
It's all of us.
We do have to just keep us in the loop of what, you know, and he like tell me like, nah. Like me, Rashad is more like what's the result?
Yeah.
But Troy is real analytical of like in tune, and then Mike is just technical and just operations with everything. Mm-hmm. But it was one of the things where it was just like, I'm so run and gun with things in business. It's like, oh man, y'all want to know? Okay.
My bad.
And it's like, but it'd be like, yo, what's this for? Well, but it wasn't I think we kind of found a balance with each other of who each other are, but we knew that already because we've been working together for years. So you understand, like we've been in dealings and working and running and building and grinding for years. So it's not new. A lot of people look online and think like these relationships are new, like, or it's just, oh yeah, they did an episode together. Like, no, we really hang out together.
Have history.
Yes, like have created monumental moments. Like it's different and it's years in the making. And it's just like, for me, when we look online and people see, it's like people think that these relationships are fostered by like one opportunity or just doing a podcast episode. It's like, nah, you have to be out here grinding and you know, hustlers respect hustlers. And when you doing something that's impressive, like two people doing things that's impressive, it's like, okay, salute. And if energies combine and it's like, I actually like this dude.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, we genuinely build, like, I rock with EYL, but like Rashad, my dude. Mike and Troy, not my people like that. Like Rashad, my dude. Like we talk, like we spar, like all the time, games, sharing stuff, da 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 da. Even like me and Trap, like that's my dude. Like that's one of my best friends. Like, yo, bro, I got it. My phone right now, there's a notification or text from him right now.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Like somewhere on something in a group chat or something. This is like we built outside of social media. And I think that when people see the social media side, they like, I want in on that. And it's like, we ain't friends because I reposted his story or tagged him in this. Like, nah, we friends because like, yo, when Trap was in New Orleans, I'm like, nah, bro, you too important. Or when we talk about dealing with like, yo, family and like, these are things like, yo, we talk about our kids and like, and it's like, yo, bro, you share something with me that I did and it really helped me.
Yeah.
This is what makes bonds. And it's like me telling Neo to move from Philly, making him ride. He still be mad about it, but I would pick him up in my Wraith and be like, when you gonna buy yours? You riding in Arcadia. And my man went and bought 4 or 5 cars. And then he like, yo, I wasn't here to keep riding in your Rolls Royce. But I said, you wanted a Wraith, but you couldn't have one in the environment you lived in. Well, come to Atlanta, you can have one down here. So he came to Atlanta, then he went and got the car. He realized, oh, I can't have these cars down here. It's safe. My man went and bought 3 cars. Then I had to get him out of the apartment. Like, yo, bro, you got 2 Lamborghinis and a Wraith and you live in an apartment. He like, oh yeah. He goes and gets a mansion. Well, now he gets 3. And it's just like, I laugh, but he like, bro, you always push the envelope. And I'm like, yeah, but you take it a little bit further than I was telling you to go. Like, you went a little far, but I'm happy that we here because we gonna figure it out together. And as we figure things out and we cross paths, we cross so many boundaries. It's like, we can do that, we'll do it 2 times, do it 3 times, take it to the next level. But this is how our relationships are built. It's not like, oh yeah, we just do online, we make money together. Like, nah, we really being like I'm spent my whole Saturday, Neo ruined my whole weekend Saturday, you got the message. Saturday and Sunday, last minute. Yo, my wife's birthday party. What? Okay, we can't miss. Oh, my daughter's birthday party. Okay, my daughter's not even here. I had to get rid of her and send her to her grandparents to go with you on Saturday to go to an adult. And now I have to go back and get her prepared to go to a kid's party. Cool. You just took my whole weekend. But you my mans. And it's nothing that you won't do and nothing that you don't show up for me for. So my birthdays, your wife's birthday is just as important as my wife's birthday, because when I'm out with my wife for her birthday, y'all stalked us and found us, and to make sure you came and brung her a gift. And celebrating each other like that and really having genuine friends, it's not like, oh, you got to go give $1 million gift. Like, no, it's just being thoughtful enough to show up for somebody. And we've established this year over year over year over year that makes us real friends. Like, I'll be more offensive and more defensive if you say something about Neo than me. Like, I'm the one that's gonna probably respond. Like, and then I'm gonna have an issue forever. Yeah. Like, I got issues with people that he forgave, and I'd be like, nah, bro, I don't care. Like, you a good dude. I'm the one who people have a reason to be mad. I'm the one who has that comes across arrogant, and okay, I may come across that. People don't like my jewelry. I'm loud. I wear designer clothes. It's things I know that people don't agree with, but I know who I deal with, and I know who I am, and I'm only looking to work with people who relate to me. I don't want to work with, like, I'm sorry, I'm not looking to appease and come across as a scrub. I'm not looking to come across as somebody who don't want to get fly and want to smell good and want to be that dude. Like, I desire to spark them. Right. That dude in the neighborhood who, like, yeah, I got this car, but I want that one. I got dreams of being this dude. This is who I aspire. I want to inspire you. I want to inspire the entrepreneurs who, like, yeah, I'm working hard, I'm grinding, but even the women that's like, yo, I just can't get over this one hump, but my kids gonna have it. I want my kids to live like this. This is the kind of life I want to live. I'm that person. I'm not the one that's like, be humble and just, you don't need to take nice trips or have nice. Nope. I'm with all that, but we're gonna figure out how to get it. Yeah. Go here. You want to go free Louis Vuitton shopping sprees? Here, I can show you that if that's what you desire, but get the bag right first. Make sure the income coming in, make sure that money is right. But then when you want to go get designer clothes, you don't have to spend your earned income. You could spend the other people's money that they gave you for making money. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, that does make a little bit more sense. It does. And it didn't really cost you anything. It was just a perk from being financially literate. I talk to those people. I know that. Maybe people, the kids in high school that was, oh man, shoes are shoes. It don't matter what kind of shoes it is. Yeah, I'm not that dude. Like, I'm not that one. And
know your audience.
And I understand that, but I've always been okay with identifying it. Like, and standing on it, going, certain people gonna relate to me and be able to understand who I am and see, like, I don't mean harm. I mean well. I just want you to have what I want for myself. I want for my brother what I want for myself. And I want to push you to go get that. And I want you to be able to get into a position to get everything you desire in life. I don't care if it's, I want to tithe $1 million. Or I want to make $1 million cash, and I want to put it in a shoebox, and I want to see $1 million cash. I don't care. I'm for both of them, because you just got to earn $1 million, and whatever that journey is for you to make that million, that's what I want to see. Like, I want to see the hustler, like, go out, grind, hustle, make money. What you want to do with it, if you want to go give it to charity and feed kids in the middle of America, or go save, people from domestic violence, like, whatever you want to do with the money is your choice. But that grind and that journey to get it, those who got that, to be like, I'm going to get that, them the people, like, I want to be affiliated with.
Yeah. I was going to ask you to close us out with some powerful words, but you said something that I think everything that you just said was the closeout. But you literally just said, I want for my brothers what I want for myself. And for those of you who are watching this, wherever you're watching it or listening to it, write that down. Really take note on that. I want for my brothers what I want for myself. That is a way in which we should all be living our lives. I don't want any less for you than I want for myself. I'll never teach you to go for anything that I wouldn't go for myself. I got so much from that. I want for my brothers what I want for myself. That was it right there. That was it. Marcus, thank you for being here. We didn't even get to talk about all of your business ventures. You've got so much going on. We're going to have you back.
Okay.
For sure. But thank you for being here with us today.
Most definitely.
Recession Proof right now is accepting mentees.
Yes, we are accepting mentees right now. Recessionproofextreme.com. Recession Proof Extreme with no E.
Okay. Recession Proof Extreme with no E. It's also going to be tagged wherever you're watching this full video. So with that said, you guys go and meet Marcus over at Recession Proof. I have learned a lot from your free information. You have inspired so many people that even I work with today. This guy is amazing, and we are enjoying seeing your growth.
Appreciate it.
That said, you guys, I will see you next week on another episode of Full Transparency with Donnie. Bye.